Hey guys, welcome to another WoW video, and for today's video we have a pet dungeon. Been a while since I've done one, so I figured we would do one this week. So this is for the Deadmines. So this is where you go for it. Coordinates are on the screen, but you should know where it is. So we'll start with the shopping list. I like to do that when it comes to these really long pet battles where there's multiple pets needed. That way, you can get your pets together and then do the dungeon. So you're gonna need a Pandaren water spirit, a rabbit, 3 Terraclaw hatchlings, which is the max, but 3 is good to have anyway. Terraclaw hatchlings are used quite frequently in other battles. Puddle Terror, Mechanical Axebeak, Mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, Unborn Valkyr, Icky, Direbeak hatchling, Nexus Whelpling, Emerald Proto-Whelp, and a Kunlay Runt. You will also need at least 13 other pets that are level 25 to put in with your teams. There's quite a few teams we'll be going through where you can kind of make the choice. The specific pet doesn't matter, and that's where your backup pets can kind of come into the picture. I would not suggest doing a level pets because the first time you do this dungeon, if your pets die, you can revive them. But after that, when you're doing them for the currency, because the whole point of this is that you can get pets through doing these weekly. And those ones, you cannot die. Like if your pet dies, that pet's done for the whole dungeon. So that's why it's good to have some backup pets. If you're a person like myself with over 1,000 pets, then obviously there's no issues there. But I just thought I'd put that there in case there's some newcomer to pet battling people looking at this video. These are definitely the more time consumption ones. So let's get into it. Let's start with stage 1, which will be the Foe Reaper 50. And for this one, you are gonna want your Pandaren water spirit, and you're gonna set that one at 122, and then you can use any 2 pets of your choice for the next ones. So for starters, you are gonna start on your first turn with using the geyser ability, and then you're gonna do dive next. And dive will take a couple of turns, so when you're on turn 4, you're gonna use water jet, and then just kind of keep geyser and dive going when they're available, and use water jet in between. If Pandaren water spirit dies, then you just use whatever pets you threw in the second and third spot to finish off the battle. Okay, next up we have Unfortunate Defias. So we are going to use the rabbit at 222, the Terraclaw hatchling at 222, and then you can choose whatever you want as the third pet. And you're going to start with the rabbit, use dodge, then use stampede, which will take a couple of turns. So your next time you can do a hit will be turn 5. That's when you'll use flurry. And Unfortunate Defias is going to resurrect at this point, and you just use stampede. And then another pet comes in, use flurry until your rabbit dies. Bring in Terraclaw at this point, and you're going to use Ravage. And then use Nature's Ward, and then use Alpha Strike, and that should polish off the fight. Okay, next up, still on stage 2, but now we are fighting the angry Geode, or Geode, however you say that. And you are going to be using the Puddle Terror, set it to 112, and then you can choose whatever pets you want for the second and third spot. You're going to start with Water Jet, and then use Dive, and then you're going to use Nature's Ward. And then Water Jet for basically the next 4 turns, and then hit Dive again. And that should kill him off. If not, and your Puddle Terror dies, you've got your other 2 pets there as backup to complete the fight. Okay, so now we are on stage 3, and we've got the Mining Monkey. You're gonna want Mechanical Axe Beak at 122, Terraclaw Hatchling at 222, and then you can choose whatever you want for the third spot. You're gonna start with your Mechanical Axe Beak, and you're gonna use Haywire, and then use Liftoff. On turn 5, you'll be using Alpha Strike, use Haywire again. This should kill the Mining Monkey. An enemy pet's gonna come into the battle at this point, and you can just Alpha Strike until your Axe Beak is dead, and then bring in Terraclaw Hatchling. Use Ravage, then Nature's Ward, and then just Alpha Strike until the fight is done. And as you can see, I didn't actually use the other pets, so it is possible you can solo this. I just added those extra instructions in case you don't, because it's a very close call when you do solo it. Okay, so now we are on stage 4, which is Captain Klutz. You're gonna have Unborn Valkyr at 221, Icky at 111, and you can use any pet of your choice for the third one. And the first 2 turns, you're just gonna select Pass. And you're technically gonna start fighting on turn 3. So on turn 3, use Haunt, and then bring Icky into the battle. And then use Black Claw and Flock, and that should kill him. Okay, so for stage 5, we have 3 pets for this one. The first one is the Battle Rat. And you're going to have Kunlai Runt at 111, Terraclaw Hatchling at 222, and you can choose what pet you want for the third one. You're going to start with Runt and use Rampage, then Thrash until the Battle Rat dies, and an enemy pet is going to come in at this point. You're going to use Rampage on cooldown, and use Thrash in between until your Runt dies. And then you're going to bring in your Terraclaw Hatchling. Use Ravage, Nature's Ward, and Alpha Strike, and that should kill off this team. Next up, we have the Battle Monkey. So you're going to use Direbeak Hatchling at 121, and then you can choose whatever pet you want for the second and third spot. You're going to start with Falcosaur Swarm, and then hit Iron Skin, and then Predatory Strike, and then Falcosaur Swarm once again. And then at this point, just do whatever attacks you need to complete the battle. Okay, and last for stage 5, we have the Battle Bird. So you're gonna have Nexus Whelpling at 122, Emerald Proto Whelp at 222, and then you can choose whatever you want for the 3rd spot. You're gonna start with Nexus and do Arcane Storm, and then Mana Surge. This should kill off the Battle Bird, and an enemy pet's gonna come in. And you're just going to continue using Arcane Storm and Mana Surge when it's all available. And also Tail Sweep until your Nexus dies. And then you can bring in the Emerald Proto Whelp if you need. And do whatever. Emerald has a heal if you need to heal up. Other than that, it should be pretty straightforward for finishing off this fight. Okay, and the final stage. So stage 6 is Cookie's Leftovers, and we're going to use Mechanical Pandaren at 122, and then you can choose whatever for the 2nd and 3rd spot.
I already have what I came for anyway. You better hope we don't meet again. I don't have time for silly catchphrases, so I'll just make an impressive exit and stay cowardly.
You're gonna start with the Mechanical Pandaren, and you're gonna hit Decoy, then Thunderbolt, and you're just gonna kind of keep going with that, you know, as they come off of cooldown, and in between you can attack with the Breath. In most cases, this guy can actually solo this fight. So you may not need the 2nd and 3rd pet, but I've had a couple of times where he hasn't done enough and I've needed to bring in the other pets. But, you know, you'll have no problems finishing off this battle no matter what, as long as this guy's in there. And yeah, and then that completes this dungeon. So like I said in the beginning, the first time you do this, you can heal up your pets if you want, but after you've done it, it becomes one of those dungeons that you can't heal your pets in anymore.
Hey there.
So as you can see in the reward list here, one big reason to do this is to get a freebie level 25 stone, but the reason you're going to continue to come back week after week is for the vendor list. It has a bunch of pets. This right here is the currency for it. So there's 3 pets you can get. You can only run this once per week. It is a weekly quest, which gets you 1 bottle cap, which means if you do the math, this will take 6 runs. AKA 6 weeks to get all of them. The 4th item you see on the bottom right there, it's just a bag full of pet supplies, so there's no pets in that. Just you can get some pet supplies through it. So if you're only focused on pets, avoid that one. I did actually do another run after recording this. I didn't see a reason to record another full dungeon run, but I did record the last fight, so here it is right here. So yeah, like I said, once you've done it the very first time, the rest of the time you have to complete it without healing any of your pets. You definitely want to do this at least the second time, Even if you don't want all those pets, at least do it the second time so you get your achievement, because you get a mining monkey from the achievement. That concludes this video, so I hope you enjoyed. Have a great one, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.